I'm about to make my nut yogurt for the week. I've been doing pretty good with these, I think. No guarantees on it, but they're delicious. They seem to digest okay. They're pre-digested, they should. It's easier than baby food. So today I'll show you how and why to make nut yogurt. That's it. Why didn't I just end the sentence?
I am a vegan, you are a loser.
So if you're on a high-fat diet like me, ignoring conventional science that says saturated fat causes heart disease, you're kind of hoping they're wrong. Most people, smarter than me, say that, oh, that's wrong, they were wrong. Fat's good now. Butter, superfood. If you get the majority of your calories from fat, there's not a ton of options. Like if you're on high carb, all fruits, all starches, veggies, grains, beans, potatoes, like you have so many different carb sources. Whereas on fat, it's like there's animal fat in meat, you're done. Then it's nuts and seeds, but most people have problems with them because they're very hard to digest, but don't let that fool you. Humans are smart. We discovered a way to make these foods edible. So just a cow eating some nuts can have some problems, not us, we're smart. So basically all nuts and seeds have these enzyme inhibitors and stuff. They're not designed to grow, they're waiting for water to rain, and then they're in the soil, they feel the water, and they're like, okay, it's time to grow into a tree. So before that state, before the water hits them, they're dormant, they're protective, they have armor. Don't even try it. Just grabbing nuts out of the bag and eating them, you're a freak. So your first step is to soak the nuts overnight. What I do, I grab a big jar, I put it on a scale, I zero it, and then I weigh the nuts. You do this just to figure out the calories later. We'll get into the math. Easy way to know how much, because you've added a bunch of water. It's like, oh, how many calories am I figured it out. So last night I weighed 351 grams of walnuts. That's just the exact amount I had. Soaked it overnight. You want to like cover it double because they will grow. So soak it overnight in water. Room temperature should be fine unless you live in the desert. I don't know, they might go rancid real quick. In the morning you just strain them and rinse them off and then just let them sit. Mine were sitting in this. Why am I doing this for the video? Did that help you? Now I have nut water on my hand. So now you have to have a high-speed blender. This one's actually pretty good, the Omni Blend. It does better than the Vitamix used to do. I'll put links down below. It's cheaper than all of them too. If this one dies though, I'll probably go for the Blendtec. They seem to do good things. So just having the wider bottom sucks things down. You don't even need the tamper, whereas with the Vitamix I was always trying to squeeze and it never sucked anything. Don't suck it, man. So basically just add enough water so it blends smoothly and you can see it's sucking everything down and everything is getting blended. So this probably isn't enough. I'll just start it and then I'll add more and more water as we go. Hey, look at you up there. So that was actually enough water. I might have even been able to get away with less. So, it doesn't really matter. I know Luke Corona uses the coconut water that adds sugar. Even though the bacteria should ferment it, they're $1 million each here. Before I pour that, just a tiny reminder, Q links are on sale. Buy one, get one free down below. Add 2 to your cart, you'll see the second one free. And you could buy 4, get 2 free, buy 6, get 3 free. It won't work on the silver ones, don't you do it to yourself. But it'll work on all the other acrylic ones. They're just as powerful as the silver. It's just vanity reasons. If you want the silver, you shouldn't. So, links down below. Thank you so much for being. So you have a couple options here. I just buy probiotics. These are Garden of Life. They seem to be the best without too many freak ingredients. So I just grab 1 pill and then you pour it in. You could either blend it with, Luke Corona does that. He puts it in and blends it. I feel like you could kill bacteria possibly in the blender. I doubt it. It's bacteria. So I stay on the safe side. So I pour it in here, then I add the probiotics, stir it up, and then let it sit. I almost forgot. Get your scale, put your container on, and now you know exactly what the new weight is plus water. And we'll get to the math. the secret to figure out how many calories are in this now. So this is 909 grams now. The dry weight was 351. So you go into chronometer.com and you enter in 351 grams of walnuts and you'll see exactly how much calories there are. Then you decide how many servings is this going to be. I like to have them equal, so this will probably be 4 servings for me. So I'll divide this number 909 by 4 to get the exact weight of what I should add to my meal. So when I have my meal, the roasted veggies and stuff on there, I put the bowl on the scale and then I pour out exactly 1/4 of this weight, and then I'll know 1/4 of 351 dry weight is how many calories. It's obvious, you're not that smart. So now just break open your probiotic, dump it in there, and then just stir it up. The probiotics weigh nothing. I know you're curious. We're still at 909. So you put a lid on, loose fitting, don't clamp it. For whatever reason, the oxygen, bacteria are having sex in here, oxygen is created. You want it to escape. So just leave that on your counter. You can still hear me because I have a lav microphone. The technology is fantastic. Wow, that is great. That's great. That's good times. Okay, no one cares. This will last 4, maybe 5 days in the fridge. So put it there for 4 hours. I eat roughly 4:30 p.m. so it's about like noon now. So I'm just making it, and then that serving, 1/4, will be ready for dinner tonight. And then I'll put the other 3 servings in the fridge, probably just in that container. But ideally you would have them individual, then you just grab one, you know that's your portion size. You make sure they're all level, and then okay, cool. So if you've tried nuts and seeds in the past and they don't digest well, or you can overeat them and they're just so addictive, everybody's had that cashews and you can't stop eating them. I remember in Thailand, I was doing the high fat thing again and I bought all these cashews. I could not stop. I could eat 5,000 calories no problem, and then I'd be all nauseous and get stomach pain. Nuts are freaky, but when you do it like this, they're actually really satiating. Usually it's meat and fat from animals that satiates the body, but the nuts and seeds you can eat forever. But when you do it like this, since it's pre-digested, that's a life hack, my friend. You could almost be vegan and get away with it and not die within 3 weeks. That's fantastic. So I like to just pour this on my meal, and I'm already like seasoning it with the herbamare and stuff. It's very delicious on its own, but you could make a sauce or something, blend some garlic and tomatoes for a tomato sauce and herbs in there. You could do whatever you want. I just like it plain, I'm simple. And this lasts me a good 4 days, and then we'll do it again. Sometimes I take a few days off, just go back to the animal fats, clogging my arteries. Hey, to you. But I truly do believe that this is a good alternative to the animal fats if you're wanting to go more plant-based, but they're so hard to digest on their own. This way, you soak them, you get rid of all the enzyme inhibitors, the phytic acid, then you hydrate them, and you're adding more water and you blend them. Blending them alone, so much easier to digest, and then the bacteria are just eating them for you. By the end of that 4 hours, it's almost like water. It's nothing. It doesn't taste like water. I mean, digestibility wise. It's still super thick and creamy, and it's just so good. So good. So there's the recipe. Let me know what you thought down below. Are you buying a Q-Link pendant 2 for 1? Wow, what an offer that is. Thumb up the video because you're so appreciative. Thumbs down if you're making liver yogurt. You blend up the liver, you do exactly what I said, you soak it overnight, even though there's no enzyme inhibitors in there. You're not thinking for yourself, you're just copying like a monkey would. And you're like a bad monkey, though. Liver's not a good yogurt. It's not going to taste good. I might do it. There might be some in the fridge right now. I don't really know. So, I'm going to leave. Thanks for taking advantage of the sale and buying a Vegetable Police t-shirt, or the music you heard from today's episode, or signing up to the monthly Patreon Q&A. I had to sell out 15 times before I left.